Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the live. I hope you guys are doing well today. I'm doing well. I'm doing okay. So, today's topic, we're going to talk about the pros and cons of marriage because there are both positives and there are both negatives. Depending on where you are in life, you may be more attracted to the positives, you may be more focused on the negatives. Who knows? We're going to talk about it though. But before we get into it, hey everybody, my name is Meiana. I help men like you get into healthy relationships. Are you guys ready to attract more beautiful women? That's why I'm here. That is what I'm here for. Men come to me because they want beautiful women, obviously, and that's what I'm going to help you guys do. So let's go ahead and get into it. We're going to go ahead and wait to see who is coming into the live today. And I'm going to add a question, a poll. What question should I ask? Should I be funny? I'm trying to be a little bit more serious, y'all. We got the poll. I'm trying to be a little bit more serious. Like, when's the last time you had a bad bitch? Oh no, should we ask that question? Do you get beautiful women? Yes or no? Do you get beautiful women? Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Do you get beautiful? Do you attract? Because it's not about getting. Do you attract beautiful women? Yes. No. And we have I don't know. I don't know. Some of y'all don't know. Let's see who doesn't know. Yes, no, I don't know. So it's a little something. Let's see how that goes for us today. So yes, like I said, we are going to talk about the pros and cons of marriage because that is the topic. If you guys ever wonder, like, why are we having this conversation? What made her choose this conversation? The reason why we are choosing marriage is because it seems as if a lot of men want to be married. They are making jokey jokes. Hey, can I marry? Can I marry you? Can I do this? If you keep making jokes like that, that means you want to be married. So that's why we're having these conversations, because I want to help y'all get into a life where y'all feel happy. I want to decrease male loneliness by having y'all be with beautiful, intelligent women. And I want to help y'all get there. So let's get to it. We're just going to wait a little bit. We're going to wait a little bit. See who's all in here today. Okay. And, YouTube changed up a lot of stuff, y'all. When I tell y'all YouTube just changed up so much, I'm tired of it. I'm tired. YouTube, please stop. That's how I feel. But how y'all doing today? Y'all let me know. Make sure y'all double tap the live. Double tap the live so we get more people like you in the chat, in the conversation. And we'll go ahead and get started in just a second. I might have to start playing some instrumental music while we're in our waiting phase. Let's see. Hey, upper echelon, how are you? How y'all doing today? Do some little jazz or something, little jazz something. Let's make sure it's not too loud now. Is that jazz? Is that a vibe? Is that a vibe? I think it's a little vibe. It's low. It gives us time to wait, and it gives people time to vote. Because I'm trying to see what y'all say. And y'all can be honest, because nobody knows what you're saying. Y'all ain't gotta lie in the poll. You ain't gotta lie in the poll. You said, I'm good. Yes, it's a beautiful Friday. I'm super excited. I have some nice plans this evening, so I'm excited to do that. But other than that, I'm like, we outside. How y'all doing? Y'all let me know. Do y'all get beautiful women? That's the poll question. Go ahead and vote. Don't be afraid to vote. And make sure you double tap the live because we're going to go ahead and get started in just a second. You say you meant to say no? Dang. It doesn't let you change? Dang. That's crazy. It should at least let you change. I never knew that. Hey, Lucifer. How you doing? Oh, meant to be. I'm dead. How y'all doing today? Y'all make sure y'all like the live, y'all. Y'all not liking the live. Go ahead, like the live. We're almost there. Let's see who else. Y'all sitting here. I'm about to tell y'all the pros and cons. We're going to talk about it. The pros and cons. Are y'all ready? Make sure you like the live. Double tap, double tap. I don't know about that, Lucifer. I don't know about that, friend. But with the few people who voted, we gonna say 2 yeses because the other person said they meant to say no. So we got 2 yeses, 1 no. And we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna get into the conversation because I'm ready to start talking. I'm ready to start talking. So we're gonna go ahead and get into the conversation. And we'll see who comes in while we're talking, okay? So the pros and cons of being with a good woman, being married in general. And on average, when I speak about being married, I want y'all to know that I'm speaking about healthy relationships. Because a lot of people, they automatically associate marriage with bad relationships. I'm telling you directly, I'm automatically associating marriage to healthy relationships. I will specify often, I will say healthy or unhealthy, but you'll know that I'm talking about a marriage when it's healthy, okay? So, first things first, the pros. We're going to talk about the pros and cons of being with a good woman, being married in general, even being with in a bad relationship. Those are going to be about the cons, okay? So, number one thing about being married is that research often shows that married individuals tend to live longer. And I thought it was so interesting. Because not only are they living longer, but they have a lower rates of heart disease and depression. So that automatically shows me that obviously married people are not as lonely as single people. And on top of that, they may not have as much stress as a single individual as well. But it's also interesting to me that men have more health benefits being married compared to a woman. Y'all don't be knowing how good y'all got it until y'all see how good you got it. As a man overall receive more benefits from marriage more often than women. How I see it, honestly. So they receive health, like more health benefits from marriage, because, and the reason why is because more often a woman is going to be more worried about health benefit, the health of their spouse than the men themselves. Like, y'all ever heard about how men couples will go to the doctor and the doctor will ask the husband about a question about himself, and the man will be like, I don't know, but the wife will know every single detail about that man's health, and the man won't even know. Like, that is something that really be happening in doctors' offices. Is why we love harder. What you mean? What you mean y'all love harder? I ain't never heard that before. Tell me more. So yeah, and men also have better health benefits from marriage because usually the woman is bringing in emotional regulation. The woman is the emotional thermometer of the room. So if you have a woman who is in tune with her emotions, have healthy emotional intelligence, she is regulating her environment pretty well. That man is going to benefit greatly just by having a woman who is emotionally intelligent and insane. Not insane, but the woman is sane. So that's one thing that I found really interesting. But the thing about it is that women can benefit same ways when it comes to health, but for both men and women, if the relationship is poor, if the relationship is unhealthy, they actually end up having the health outcomes become worse. So they be more stressed out, they be tired, high cortisol, and they don't live as long as, someone who's in a happy marriage. So the key to all of this, having the pros be sticking with you, is to be healthy. To be healthy first within yourself, and then to partner with someone else who is healthy. Boom, now you get double health, and y'all gonna have a beautiful life. Y'all gonna live longer. Y'all gonna be less stressed out. Y'all gonna be able to coordinate. Y'all gonna be able to enjoy life. So if you're wondering, why should I go out and go get a bad bitch today? Because if y'all don't know, I be joking all the time, but I be like, I'm gonna help you get the bad bitches. We getting the bad bitches. The reason I keep saying bad bitches is because bad bitches to me are beautiful, intelligent women who take care of themselves, their home, their relationships, their finances. Bad bitches are women who are managers of their lives, and they manage it well, successfully, and prosperously. And you speaking facts, Lucifer? That is a fact. Neither party will be happy if the man does not love that woman more. That is a fact. So at the end of the day, marriage will improve health overall if it's reciprocal. If the woman is a healthy woman, if the man is a healthy man, y'all come together, y'all get in the rhythm together, y'all build a beautiful life together, y'all will live longer. It's the data shows. So another thing is men often report higher emotional stability and reduced loneliness. Y'all know that it is a loneliness epidemic. A lot of men are not talking about it. People are not being honest because men, for some reason, do not develop healthy social skills for some reason in communities of people who they can be honest with and have good relationships with and conversations about life. For some odd reason, that doesn't happen where they can be honest about what's going on in their lives. So when a man gets with a good woman, they report higher emotional stability in a community altogether. So what happens is, this man who's lonely by himself, he gets with this woman, they start to build an exterior community. They start to build relationships as a couple, as a partner. And because they are in relationships, that man gets the benefit of the social connections that are being built and being maintained. Oftentimes, social connections are being maintained by the women. What? Really? social relationships are maintained by the women. That's why the grandma is the matriarch of the family, because oftentimes it's the grandmother who's maintaining the relationships in the family, right? You don't always see the grandpa going out making sure that family events are being planned and maintained and followed through and set up with, right? It's the grandma. So y'all another reason, another benefit of being with a good woman and being married is, boom, this woman is going to maintain our social network. It's going to be natural. More often, it's more natural for the woman to do it. I'm not saying it's not going to happen if the man does it, but it's more often the woman who's going to maintain those social networks, which again often increases the man being more happy in his life. He's going to be more satisfied because he has a community around him that is being maintained in a healthy way. So his emotional well-being is going to be higher compared to a man who does not have a bad bitch. So, but when it comes to women, they also report higher emotional well-being when the marriage is emotionally safe, is equitable. Hey, John. And there's open communication. So stress may rise, but at the end of the day, because when you're in a partnership, community is being built, it kind of evens out and it becomes like a buffer when you have that healthy community. At the end of the day, again, unhealthy, poor marriages, you cannot equate that to a healthy marriage. So just because you're married does not mean you're going to get these benefits that I'm talking about. It only happens when you are maintaining a healthy marriage. Hey, Rico. Today's a good day, y'all, bro, but y'all, well, I feel like I'm getting sick. I'm like, please, no, please. It's not too bad, but I have been ducking and dodging illnesses for the past couple of weeks. I'm tired. I'm so tired. So, another positive as to why you should go get your bad bitch today is obviously married people tend to make more money and keep more money, which is one of the reasons why people get married at the end of the day. One of the reasons people get married is for wealth transfer down their lineage to the appropriate people, right? And so when you get married, a pro of this being and staying married is that, boom, more often you're going to have and make more money compared to if you were to be single. Now, it's very interesting, and we'll get more into it later about women making money versus men making money when it comes to marriage, because it kind of goes, it's a little opposite. You said the weather changing too. Yeah, just a little bit. Where I live, it's not really too bad. It's just a little, it's not like cold or nothing. It feels good outside. Hello, Gregory. How y'all doing? Make sure y'all double tap the live and make sure y'all vote in the poll. I'm trying to see where y'all at today. What flavor water is that? It's the spring water. No flavor. Natural flavor. So yeah, that is a pro to being and staying married, is getting more money. Period. Y'all know y'all want to make more money. No fruit. 2-0. There's no fruit in here. No fruit today. No fruit. This is just regular water. Clear. I do need something because, y'all, so I know I went to Cane's the other day. This was like a couple of days ago. I went to Cane's. Y'all know I be drinking my own juice at home, and I make my juice. And I love drinking apple juice, homemade apple juice. It's like really good, right? So I was like, okay, you know, I'm at Cane's. Let me get an apple juice from Cane's because, like, I really just want apple juice. And so I got an apple juice. I must have drunk that apple juice. And I said, I wouldn't even feed children this apple juice. Like, that apple juice tasted like, I don't even know what it tasted. It was like water mixed with something else. I don't know what that was. But I said, y'all just wasted my whole entire time giving me this apple juice. If I could, I would have went back and returned it, but I was already gone. But I said, see, I don't know how I'm gonna do it because I can't just be giving myself stuff like this. Like, that apple juice was not good. It don't even taste like apple juice. Like, how you make apple juice, it don't even taste like apple juice. That don't make sense to me. So yeah, it completely irritated me that night. But we're gonna keep going. And it's not cold pressed, it's just in a juicer. You know, just put in the juicer and it come out, it's just juiced. So back to our conversation about the pros and cons of being married and why you should get you a beautiful woman and lock in today. Lock in with a good woman today. Men often experience income growth after they get married, which they call it the marriage premium, which is a new phrase that I've learned talking of, like, researching this, the marriage wage premium. And I thought that was so interesting because I knew about it beforehand. I just didn't know it had a name. But in comparison, when it comes to being a woman doesn't get that same premium compared to a man. A woman oftentimes, it's not always, but oftentimes when they're married, a woman's income becomes stagnant, depending on the reason why. Now, mind you, because a lot of people nowadays, they're getting married, they're not having as many children as back in the day. So it kind of shifts the culture, but sticking to what people are used to, you get married, you have children, all these things. You have all these things. Women often get into that caretaking role. They become taking care of the household, cooking, cleaning. They don't get that same marriage premium that a man gets. Their finances actually doesn't grow as much compared, because they have more responsibilities to maintain in the home. Whereas the man, what happens with the man is that they are seen as more responsible. And we'll get more into the marriage premium idea of it a little later. I'm just going through a list of things right now. So, like, nowadays, modern income marriage shows the strongest financial stability. Shared financial decision making predicts long-term satisfaction. So, people, both incomes coming into the household, it shows financial stability. But what that does not dictate happiness in the relationship in general. What dictates the relationship satisfaction and happiness is that two people are coming together to discuss what's happening with the resources in the finances. You said premium sounds like my Spotify account. Hey, something like that. You invest and it invests back into you. That's what it sounds like. Enrico said yes, period. So we got 6 people, mind you. So it got to be what? 2 people said no, and the other 4 said yes. Okay. So again, another benefit to getting you a good woman, the pros of getting a woman, keeping that woman, is the social status that comes with being married. Oftentimes you see a man who is married and who is doing well for himself, you respect him a little bit more than you see a man who's not married. Again, it all depends on context. You're not going to have the same respect for a man who does not take care of his family who may be married, compared to a man who takes care of his family who's married. Y'all, I'm trying my best not to be coughing on this live. Seriously, I'm trying my best, y'all. Try my best. Context, definitely, yes, for sure. So when you see someone who's married, oftentimes we get this idea that, oh, this man is responsible, this man is mature, this man is stable. Or even the woman, you think this woman is responsible, mature, stable. It makes them seem as if they're on a different ranking level compared to someone who's single just because of the amount of authority and responsibility that they seem to have. So marriage benefits them socially because of that. And in some cultures as well, people are put on a higher pedestal just because they're married. And then in some cultures, unmarried women are stigmatized. They're looked down upon. And it's very interesting because for a long time, even women who didn't have children, it's becoming more normal for women who don't have children to be, you know, to just be out and free. But at one point in time, women who were unmarried and had no children by the age of 30, they were looked at as like, what's wrong with this woman? What's wrong with this person? What's wrong with this individual? For me personally, when I look at a man who's never been married ever, especially over the age of 40, ever been married, that's when I start to be like, okay, something a little off. Why you ain't never been married? Ever. Ever, ever, ever. When you say bitches, you didn't use bad bitches, so that don't sound like it's a good thing. Don't sound like that's a good thing. A lot of bitches, so you just told why. What they do to you? Why you say that, Lucifer? What they do? So, yeah. I think that's very interesting. How the culture is shifting when it comes to having children and being single. Or I mean, not having children and staying single as you age is becoming the norm. And having children, a lot of people are looking at them now as like, oh my God, you just having kids. Why are you having so many kids? Whereas in the past, they were more like, oh, keep making kids, you know? Now they like, you got 34 kids? You're crazy. Even in marriages. People be like, what the is going on? Why you got so many kids? That's how I be seeing it. I don't care if you married or not. Why do you have so many kids? And again, when people are married, they're less likely to be lonely at the end of the day. Less likely. So when it comes to being married, oftentimes, again, society gives us an expectation of marriage. So when we have this idea, that's all that we know. So there are gender roles and expectations within a marriage, only because that's what we've been giving in this lifetime. So men are expected to provide and protect. Oftentimes it's because men are oftentimes the bigger individual in the relationship, the more capable one. They have more leisure time. They have more capability to consistently bring in income compared to a woman. They don't have hormonal shifts throughout the day and week, right? So they can maintain these things a lot better compared to a woman, supposedly, right? Because women can do all things too. But these are the expectations, and these are the reason why these expectations have been set up. Women are expected to nurture and sustain the household, right? So that's where that emotional regulation, the woman being the emotional thermostat, comes in. Is because that's what comes natural to a woman, is to be the one to set the tone for the room. So I know what's coming in my mind right now. Are you a Gigi? What's a Gigi? I don't know what that is. What's coming in my mind right now is people judge you based off of how your woman look, right? Because also another expectation for a woman is to maintain herself, not just to sustain the environment, but also herself, make sure she looks good, right? People judge a man based off of how they woman look. You ever seen a man who came in and his woman looked a hot mess and he looked decent, and you like, that's weird, you know? A good girl, I guess so. Never heard of that GG term. I'm a good human. I'm not a girl, I'm a woman. I'm a good human being. An amazing woman. Call me an AW. Call me an AW. Period. Call me a AW. I'm an amazing woman. I bring awe and joy into people's lives. Period. Period. A goddess. I love it. I'm an AW. Thank you, Lucifer, for just giving me a new term. That's what I'm going to start saying. Hey, Airly, baby, how are you, my love? I'm going to start saying AW. Get you an AW. You going to get some awe in your life. Oh, this is amazing. You just put me on, Lucifer. You just put me on for sure. You really did. Thank you. So, like I was saying, so these roles have definitely evolved. It's been for, I know, girl, where you been? Period, John. Early, where you been, girl? So, of course, because time changes, things change. These roles have definitely evolved. And now there are women out there who provide, and there are men who nurture. The biggest relationship that I can always show is if y'all look up Amber and Ben. Amber and Ben, you just look them up. I know you're going to find them. That is a relationship where the woman is the provider and the man is the nurturer. He sustains, he manages the home, the household, the woman provides. You see it very clearly in their relationship, and they're very honest about it. Okay, I love that for you, Early. I love that. I love a little vacation. I'm trying to get like you, girl. Where did you go? I want to be like you, forgetting my phone too. I don't want to even think about my phone. That sounds amazing. So, you know, if a lot of times when people, because we are set by society to have these roles, we've seen these roles be what seems to be the most consistent and expected. People, when they're not able to maintain those roles, they kind of, they have a lower self-esteem. Mena, Arkansas, enrolled on four-wheelers and got lost, girl. I love that for you, Early. Okay. That sounds beautiful. Next time, invite me, girl. Invite me. You want my family? Oh, that's beautiful. Okay, so again, when people are not able to maintain and meet these roles, they start to get lower self-esteem. It's unfortunate, but it's what happens. You know, you feel like you're supposed to meet up to a certain expectation. You can't meet it. It's like, dang, my self-worth is so low. And it's also just a blend that's occurring as well, like I was saying. So you'll see men, if they lose financial dominance, they lose out on money, they get mad. They might start feeling emasculated. Or if a woman that they're with start making more money than them, they start feeling emasculated. Women who lack the emotional support in the household, they start to feel unseen or even overburdened with responsibilities. And so I thought it was interesting because I remember listening to this one story about this woman who, she was in a marriage, and this woman was so upset because her man like was just talking to another woman, but she was super insecure because she had got into an accident. They got into a car accident because they was arguing about her insecurities, about her being insecure, about him cheating on her with another woman. He ended up getting into a car crash. Crashed. She broke her legs. Both her legs was broke. So from there on, it only increased her insecurity about her femininity because she no longer felt feminine, like she could maintain that role in the home of being his woman. Crazy thing about it is that the man was actually very, what's the word? Dedicated to his wife. He didn't cheat on her. He did talk to another woman, but from what it sounded like, it was the only time, and it didn't go anywhere. But the crazy thing about that whole story is that before she even lost her, before she even broke her legs, she actually cheated on her husband. So she was insecure because she stepped out of her marriage, and that led to all that extra insecurity growing. So I thought that was so crazy. But I had to say that because it's on par to people not feeling like they can meet the social expectations of being in a relationship, being a woman or a husband and a wife. This woman kind of green in it. Nah, where you from, Mimi? Like, what state you in? Something you seem aloof on. Just a little bit. What you mean, Lucifer? Not you calling me green. No, I got what's on my hand. 4-wheelers. My hair rubbed on the handle. Oh my God, girl. Is this your story? No, I told you I heard this story. Lucifer. I heard this story. This was a real story. They told the story. They was the one who told the story. They told it on Iyanla. Iyanla Fix My Life. So obviously in order to come to a marriage, y'all do definitely have to have that conversation and be like, well, this is the expectations for you and me. You know, we understand that maybe a man is not going to always be able to be at his most masculine, and a woman may not always be able to be at her most feminine, but learning how to balance that energy together is what is important. But that's good. Get your ears checked. I'm playing, your ears are okay. Well, that's good that you aren't all in the mix, though. It's a good thing. What mix are you talking about? I'm confused. I'm not in no mix, I guess. I'm definitely in my own world. So, again, married people who are in healthy relationships often say that they're more satisfied compared to someone who's single. So you have to have a high quality marriage. Yeah. Also, fun fact. What's your question, girly? Married men have higher testosterone regulation compared to a single man, right? And they have less stress. So that improves them being more resilient when stressful events happen. That's why they're healthier. Stressful events happening, they can manage it a lot better compared to a single man. Don't she, Rico? Where is she? Where is she? Y'all, I'm trying to figure out, how do I get my people to be here all at one moment? I'm trying to figure it out. When is the times? Because it's always so up and down. You never know. But at the same time, I do know I probably should be posting more shorts. I'd be tired of posting shorts. It just gets so tiring. But I probably should be posting more shorts every day. I'm going to work on it. No, Early, don't ask for nobody's number. Please. Don't ask for nobody's number. Please don't ever do that. I actually have a question for the man in the chat. Real question, real response is what I'm looking for, so we can help Early out. As a man, since we're talking about man, how do you feel with a woman being interested in you and asking for your number? I want to know a real answer. How would you take that? How would you go about that relationship? Hello, King. Let's see. Let's see if anybody answers the question. Okay, Lucifer said, nah, go for what you know. What's wrong with it, Mimi? Okay. So we got one person. Okay, I want to know. I only answer from a woman perspective. I want to hear the man, our man. You know, they come from a different perspective. Tell me how you feel. What do you mean, John? King said, I love when a woman makes the first move. I don't mind it, to be honest. Okay. Well, early, there you go, girly. There you go. Everybody, look, everybody said go for it. They are men. I'm a woman, so they have it better than I would. I'm nervous if I do ask. How should she ask, y'all? How should she ask? Y'all tell her. That's not something I've ever done. So I don't know. You 47, so I'm so scared. Girl. The men, they gonna give you the advice. I don't know. I don't know, girl. I would be too. I would be scared too. I don't know about that one. Lucifer talking about they 47. Lucifer, why you be lying? You be lying. You be lying for sure. But yeah, I don't know. It lets me know that I'm not wasting my time. Okay. Just start a combo like Mimi talking ass. Okay. Okay, Lucifer. Early talking about she need advice, y'all. See, when I was younger, this is how my mama told me this is how you get a man's attention. Or a young boy's attention. When I was a kid. She said, you look at him. That's what you do. You look at him. You just give him your attention. Look at his eyes. Smile. And then he can approach if he so desires after that. It's showing that you're approachable. So I always, in my mind, the way that I get a man is by being approachable and showing interest. And then it gives them that opportunity to take the bait, you know. It's always worked for me. So, I don't know. Or maybe even like, hey, do you want to study? Do you want to study? Giving them an option. Hey, you want to study? You want to study for our tests or something? Let's do homework. She said, I asked my bestie. She said yes. She said yes to what? Some men, when it comes to women, are shy. Yeah, and that's the thing about it is that I never wanted a shy man. Hi, Joey. Never. I think that... Okay. I think that shy man, you got to just build your confidence up. You can't get a woman until you build your confidence up. Because how you going to keep her? You going to be shy the whole time? I don't know. Shy man scared me. John said eye contact is an invitation. For sure. Long eye contact, for sure. Yeah. But y'all don't know about that, girl. Be careful. How's my week? It's been a week. It's been an okay week. It's been okay. I'm just, I don't know, y'all. I'm at a point in life where I'm just tired every day. Every day. I'm like, geez, Louise. I'm ready to go to the sauna and get a massage and do a spa day. That's what I need is a spa day. I'm glowing? Well, thank you. You just reserved. But being reserved and being shy is two different things. Like, being reserved is two different things. See, me personally, I have been on all sides of it. I go to talk to women I'm interested in. I also have had some communicate with me through a third party because they were shy. Interesting. So you don't feel no way about somebody communicating with you through a third party? As an adult? Because these are adults doing this? He said, what are you looking at? Girl, now he said, what you looking at, girl? Hello, you Clydes. Now he said, what you looking at, girl? Girl, what do you think a shy man is? A man that's not confident. That's how what I think. If somebody's shy, it means they're afraid to approach you. They're afraid to put themselves out there. Okay, that was in high school. Okay, Rico, because I was like, that is odd. That's scary to me as a woman. A man going through a third party is scary. In high school, okay, that make a little bit more sense. As an adult, that's scary. I know, like, he be looking at me too, though. Girl, if you just really want to get a person your number, put it on the paper and slide it over there. Like this. Oh, just slide it over there. I don't know, girl. That's crazy. Yeah, y'all. The last time I put myself out there, this is what I did. I made sure to be seen. I made sure to wait until the perfect moment, and I opened my car door and I put one foot out the door. And as soon as I put one foot out the door, they looked. I said, hey, got him. Reeled them in. It didn't take that long. It took a couple of seconds, y'all. It don't take a long time, y'all. I'm telling you. Telling you, Everly, don't do too much. They will come to you if they want you. I'm telling you. There's a difference between being shy and not being good at communicating. Okay. A couple of years back, I had a girl send her number through her sister because I worked with the sister. It was weird, but she was super interested. Of course, early, be the baddest every day. Every day is a new day to be the baddest in the game. But now, Lucifer, earlier you was talking about a man that loves a woman more. That's how a relationship works. And so that's how I be going in with the mindset. A man that wants you more, that relationship will work out because he approached you. I feel like as soon as your man can say, my woman approached me, the game has been lost. That's how I see it. I just feel like that man cannot love you more than you love him if you approach him first. Maybe it's a limiting belief of mine, but I don't know. I don't see it. I'm tripping. Man, Blues, I feel like you tripping. Maybe, I don't know, y'all. I can't do it. So I'm trying to get my bestie to ask for his number and give it to me. Oh, early. I would be careful because I remember when I was in high school. What was that? Middle school? What grade was that? This is high school. There was this guy that I liked in high school, and the man, if I would have sent my best friend to go get his number, he liked my best friend more than he liked me. So imagine if I would have went to go get my best friend to get his number. It wouldn't have worked out well. You better be careful, early. Get it started and watch it take off from there. I got it. Okay. Early, if you want his number, you're just going to have to go get it, girl. You said she seemed more masculine than feminine? Well, you know, she's coming of age, y'all. Coming of age. Your best friend has a boyfriend? Mine did too. You never know. That don't mean he don't like her more. I would say don't put a middleman in it. If you want it. She called you lonely. Girl, you're not lonely. You're young. Lonely is different from being single. Just because you're single does not mean you're lonely. Okay, y'all. Final advice, early. You're young. Just do it and learn from the lesson. Whatever comes out of it, go get the number Monday. Get the number. Give him the number. Don't get his number. Give him the number and see if he call you. There you go. Put the number on a piece of paper. Say, hey, call me. Walk away. and then see if he call you. And then that's the end of it. You never know until you know. So enjoy. This is going to be a learning moment for all of us. Cause I don't know, friend. I don't know. Like a Nike commercial for sure. Just do it. That's actually one of my mottos. Just do it. You gotta be a risk taker. Yep. Okay, let's keep going. So those were kind of like all of the positives. Understanding that a poor marriage, we talked about having an unhealthy poor marriage. A poor marriage is going to be a long-term partnership. That means y'all been together for a long time. Too long. The quality of the interaction between the partners regularly produces stress and distress and stress rather than growth. And it's marked by not just the occasional disagreement, because disagreement is normal. It's healthy to have disagreements, but it often has the pattern of communication that weakens trust, affection, and security and stability in a relationship. So that's going to be a poor marriage. It's going to be a lot of power imbalances that may occur, whether that be financially or just through capabilities in general. It's going to be people who may pull away and be absent, lack of showing up, lack of physical or emotional connections, or even physical or emotional abuse and neglect that may occur, especially neglect. And then also just a lack of communication and a disconnection in the relationship altogether. So this is going to be one of those relationships that's going to produce a lot of stress in an individual's life. So they're going to have a lot of cortisol. You may see, because even cortisol in the body produces like puffy faces, lots of fat that sticks to one's body, and some people may even have a hard time sleeping, and have a weakened immune system. They may be prone to depression and more anxiety in these relationships. Y'all seen them before. I know y'all seen them before. Y'all seen a poor marriage before. So I've seen too many of them. Too many. And not just poor marriage, but poor partnerships in general. Like, really bad. I'm telling you. I'd be like, why do you subject yourself to this buffoonery? Like, this man is telling you that you are trash, and then goes and talks to other women in front of you. It's crazy. Or this woman don't care nothing about you. Lucifer. No, I ain't never been married. You know, we having this conversation from a research perspective. Never been married. It starts to destroy you from within. Exactly. Exactly. So I want to talk about the cons as well. What, Lucifer? I want to talk about the cons, but I also wanted to talk about the marriage premium. You know, I told y'all this is what I'm going to be doing the whole time. Y'all ask me these questions. And one day, it may be different. Who knows? Life is interesting. You never know what happens. Where will I be a year from now? Might be on Mount Everest. Hey, GR. Well, we live in a sometimes difficult situations from time to time. Okay. So, we're going to talk about marriage premium before we get into the cons list. Hey, Rena. Hey, baby. So, marriage premium is the observed wage and career advantage that married men experience compared to a single man. So, once again, a married man has more advantages in this world than a single man, period. So, on average, married men earn 10 to 20% higher wages than never married men in similar jobs. So, you work in the same job, that married man, for some odd reason, he's going to be making more. And that doesn't just mean because, oh, he's married, let me pay this man more. It's oftentimes because a married man has more responsibilities, more things to manage and maintain. They're going to put themselves in those positions more often, or they're going to be seen as more responsible and be given those positions more often. So this is even if they have the same education, same experiences, same demographic, there's still a marriage premium when comparing two of the same type of men. That is one married, one never been married. Pay attention to the terms never been married, because once a man is married and they've had those responsibilities, it doesn't just go away. Sometimes they still have that mindset. It just shifts a little bit after divorce. And we're not going to get into that because that's not the topic. So, to the mouths to feed. Exactly. So they get to it. But it's interesting because a woman does not have the same marriage premium. Oftentimes, they experience the opposite effect because guess what? They deal with having to be caretaker. They have to deal with motherhood if they have children. That's usually just what happens. It's unfortunate, but it happens. And it makes sense because they're no longer as reliable or dedicated to whatever career, whatever they're doing at that moment. So they say that marriage tends to create a psychological stability in long-term planning. So married men often have a future-oriented mindset compared to a single man. Okay. I'm not GR. Lucifer, how many mouths do you have to feed? I want to know. So married men, they oftentimes feel like they have more duty and responsibility on average, and they're more motivated to work consistently. So these are not going to be the ones who just going to be up and quitting a job. They may put a 2 weeks notice in, go on about their day. You know, they're going to be more reliable. Even their employers see them as more responsible, more reliable, more stable, and more mature overall. Lucifer, I know you about 20, 23. I think you 23, Lucifer. How old do you think you are? So yeah. Again, when a man gets married, status-wise, their status goes to a different level. I love that for y'all. For a woman doesn't get, woman's status does rise, but also women are held to a different standard after marriage. Oh, he's 25? Okay, Lucifer. Okay, maybe you are in your 40s. So, a woman, oftentimes, they don't have the same status as a man. Hey, UK, after marriage, but they have standards. So, y'all ever seen like those women who they may dress provocatively? And then what happens is they get married and they may dress in the same way. People are going to hold her to a standard of, you're married. Why are you dressing like that? Married women shouldn't do this. Married women shouldn't do that. Whereas a man, they don't always care as much. They don't care as much. It's a care, but it's not as much as a woman. John, not you snitching. Not your snitching. Okay. So we're going to talk about the cons now. But you feel like you could say 36 to you? You feel like you look 36? Okay, thank you. So we talked about it again. Some of the pros, just to go over, reiterate it. Some of the pros is increased life expectancy, improved physical and mental health, more money. Thank you, UK. You know, we getting over it every day, trying to stay healthy. I drink my ginger juice in the morning. I try my best. My body has definitely been fighting it. Better emotional stability, more status, more credibility, all those things. And you just get more support overall, a better social support when you're married as well, and a partner. So those are all the pros. And we're going to talk about the cons as well, which most of the cons occur due to an unhealthy marriage, not just because of what am I trying to say? Well, let's just go over it. So number one con is when you get married, you're no longer an autonomous human being. You have somebody else who you have to communicate with. You have to stay in communication with them. They got to know what's going on with you. You may not feel free if you are somebody who enjoy having their own autonomy. Marriage does constrict you, and that could be positive or negative depending on how you view it, on how you do stuff, how you spend money, how you enjoy your time, how you even like enjoy your time with other people, right? Because now that you're in a relationship, you're no longer going to be just hanging out with just anybody, just doing anything, just being irresponsible, or even being as risky as you was if you were just by yourself. So it definitely decreases those abilities to do those things. You know, your personal goals may have to be on the back burner because you compromise to do something else. So it's a lot of communication that occurs when it comes to being in a marriage. Sometimes you don't always get your way. You have to compromise. Y'all, I'm trying my best not to cough in y'all's ear, y'all. Yeah. Y'all know, I really do enjoy working with kids, but getting sick every year, it's not what I enjoy doing. That's not what I enjoy at all. I don't enjoy that whatsoever. I remember there was a time where when I was up until my first job, I never got sick ever in my life. Like, it was never something I've experienced until I started working. When I got my first job, that's the first time I ever got sick, y'all. That's the first time. And ever since then, that's when I started getting sick. So working is not for me. I understand why now. So yes, back to what I was saying, compromise. Yes, Lucifer, compromise. So lots of negotiation. It's a lot of we. It's no longer a I. It's all about we. What's best for the we. Yes, Lucifer. I'm getting my master's degree. And I am a working lady. That's why I can have these conversations, because through going to school, I learned how to do research. I learned how to do proper research, y'all. So I said, why not use my hidden talent of research? Why not? So again, yes, masters. Clock it. Clock it. So another thing, when you're married, you're in a partnership, you have a lot more emotional things to maintain. You got a lot more emotional maintenance to regulate within a marriage. Just the same way that you have to do your own personal work, now you have personal work on top of partnership work. So you got to work on maintaining you as an individual and maintaining your marriage as a union. So it's a lot more work that has to be done. That is a con. That work can be either exhausting are undervalued. You may be feeling like you're being taken advantage of if your partner is not doing the same amount of work. So the emotional labor is definitely another con that can occur, because it's an extra responsibility that needs to be managed. And if the other partner is not managing that, it can feel unbalanced. It can feel imbalanced. So another thing, another con, y'all, y'all give me a second to breathe, please. I need to breathe. So much. Lucifer, you say you such a disruption. No, you're not, friend. Keep communicating in the live. I love it. You're not disrupting me. Now, if you was, I would tell you. I will let you know. So, anywho. So, another con of getting married is the financial risk. So, depending on what type of partner you have, you combining your finances with your partner can put you at risk. They could have debt, unpaid debt. They may have bad financial habits. They may lose their job, and now they have to depend on you to be the sole priority income, sole income for the house. You're no longer economically independent. Let's say you want to go invest your money into something. You may not have that opportunity because now you have somebody else who you have to communicate with about how you invest your money. Here's another story that I've seen. There's this show called Hustle Houston Hustle, something like that. It's on YouTube. There's a lady. Now, I don't know why she came on this show. Obviously for marketing, I don't know, but she was telling all her business on this show. Her and her husband lived in stayed in 2 different bedrooms. And the whole time she never really went into why they had marital issues until the last episode. But they had marital issues because they got married really young, like when they were teenagers. And not just teenagers, but young, like early 20s. So they got married really young. She built her business. So she's a makeup artist. She works with celebrity clients. She built her business up in 2 different bedrooms. It's crazy, Rico. She built her business up. He started working for her. Already, to me personally, that's a red flag when your husband starts working for you. If anything, the wife should be working for the husband, but it depends on who is playing what role. Because I told y'all about Amber and Ben. Amber and Ben has that relationship, but they are confident and they seem to be clear on who they are and what they want for themselves. They're okay with it. Versus this relationship where she's a feminine woman, he's a masculine man, it wasn't the same. It wasn't the same. So he starts working for her. He ended up not telling her. He invested, he tried to invest the money and lost all of their money. And although it's a marriage, that's their money, but if you look at it, it's her business. He's investing her business money. That's what led them to having marital issues. So that is a risk that can occur if you're dealing with someone who's not as financially savvy as you, or does not have the same entrepreneurial mindset. If you're an entrepreneur, it all depends. It could really affect how you perceive a relationship. I believe they ended up moving towards divorce eventually. But it's super sad to see, okay, this couple, if they would have just communicated, if he would have just communicated or found his own way to make money instead of trying to invest her money that she got from her business, it could have turned out differently. I had to be like that because, again, it's a marriage. But when it comes to that type of stuff, it's a little fucked up to me. It's a little fucked up because it's crazy. Lucifer said, who? Who is Miss? Who is that? I ain't never heard of that either. Could go both ways. Let's see who. Marriage is all about money. Girls nowadays. The individual who makes the most money often decides more things. Yeah. Money is not something to play with, exactly. They don't always look for money. You could tell. People don't be looking for money now all the time nowadays. That's why people be in these poor relationships. That's why you got to know why you're going into a relationship. Because money is important. We cannot forget that money is important. Financial intelligence, financial capabilities, financial goals. What are your financial goals? I need to know this on our first date. No, it don't have to be the first date, but second or third. What do you want out of life? What type of area do you want to live in? You can tell a lot about an individual based on what they want out of life. If they start talking about, I don't know, I mean, I'm okay with this, they don't want it. Like, you gotta want the same things that I want in a marriage. Where am I at? Okay, I got 15%, y'all. So we gonna use this 15% before I get off of here. Who asked me that? Don't be trying to send me off. She looked, but no, it wasn't me. Lucifer had to go look her up. Let me go look her up too, because now I'm nosy. Okay. Oh, okay. She a tarot reader. She be smoking on live. Girl, now she be smoking on live. Girl, I ain't never seen that before. Now she smoking on live, y'all. That's crazy. Well, you said I know what I want. Y'all, we got new boundaries on the channel, y'all. I'm here to help y'all get beautiful women. Y'all cannot have me, y'all. Please. I'm here to help you. I'm here to help you. You cannot have me. Wait, is it Sage? What you mean? Is my name Sage? Yes. Ain't she, Rico? Did y'all see? Girl, I said, oh, that's crazy. I didn't know YouTube allowed that. I thought that they'd be blocking stuff like that. And that's the first video you see. I love that for her. Stay you, girl. Trying to be like you, girl. No, I'm playing. It could have been Sage. I don't know. What you mean it could have been Sage? Girl, no, she put that in her mouth. That was a blunt. You don't put sage in your mouth, girl. She was smoking. Hey, Adrian. She was smoking. So, another thing. So, we talked about the financial risk. Even, let's say that there's another financial risk of joining in certain type of families. So, there are some families who believe in staying together and living in one house. So you come from an individualistic culture like America, and you marry somebody who's Indian, whose family like to stay with each other, or even Mexican. That may be difficult to be able to manage a household like that. Not Lucifer talking about I do enough for that. Man, I cannot. So even like that can be another economic issue that you deal with in a marriage, is who takes care of who. That could be a risk and a con of marrying a certain person. So, does this person's family, would they take them in and take care of them if they was to get sick? Is that something that you should be paying attention to? Because who's going to take care of them? I'm telling y'all stories that I've heard because I've heard them, There was this one woman who was married to this man, and I guess his mama got sick. So he moved his mama in the house. And guess who was taking care of his mama? She was. He wasn't taking care of his mama. She was taking care of his mama. And I think at one point she was still working a job as well. She was working and taking care of his mama. He wasn't doing it. So these are things you got to think about. Also, I know a lot of people, the hotel people, they don't want to get married because they say they don't want the government to be involved in their relationship. That's a con for some people. When you get the government involved, you are now bonded by legal laws. You're bonded by the law. There's going to be certain laws that you have to adhere to. Exactly, Rico. Certain laws that that you have to adhere to when you're married. Y'all heard about them new laws? I think it's up north, where if you cheat on your partner, you can go to jail. Y'all heard about that? Because mind you, I would be the first to snitch. I'm snitching. Don't let me catch you. Don't let me catch you flirting with me and you married, because I'm snitching. And you're going to jail. Preferably small problems than large problems. Okay. No relationship is perfect. Exactly. So you didn't hear about that? Let me give y'all the proper information. New marriage laws about cheating. So New York in 2024, New York repealed its century-old law that made adultery a misdemeanor, reflecting a move away from criminalizing infidelity. Oh, I see. I heard it on social media. That's why you gotta do the research, because I heard it on social media. So, okay, they said there's no federal laws that make cheating a crime in 2026. But adultery is considered a crime in some states, felony in Michigan, Wisconsin, and Oklahoma, and a misdemeanor in others, while some states do not treat it as a crime at all. So, depends on where you at. So, don't listen to me because I heard that on social media, but that's what I just looked up. Lucifer talking about fake news. I wish it was real. You told her you end up earning 1K, marriage gonna end though. You can't, what you talking about? You be lying to people telling me you gonna do something, you don't do it. That is called the switch in Bates. That is grounds for divorce. So, yeah, some people don't want the marriage to be involved in the court, the laws, the legal, the land of the legal. So, I will say that sometimes though, if you do not allow the legality of marriage to occur in your marriage, it can hinder your partners. So like, let's say you get sick, who's gonna be in the hospital? They only allow family and husbands and wives a lot of times in the hospital. So then you're not married. Now you're not that decreases your partner's ability to be there for you. Or like passing on homes, little things like that. I'm not the one who's as aware about every single thing in that area, but those are a little bit of things that I can think about why it's more important to be married. If you're in a partnership with somebody instead of not getting married. So again, family again. When you are in a partnership, a con is you are subjected to their family and they are subjected to your family. So you got to hear the people in the background telling you all about their opinions that you don't give a fuck about. They going to talk about what's going on in your house, why you don't have no kids, why you keep having kids, about certain behavior. Couples could feel a lot of pressure from these family members. It could cause a lot of stress on the relationship in general. A lot of times, single people, you going to face a little bit of that from your family. But being in a partnership, you'll face a little bit more scrutiny compared to a single person. Another thing is that with being in a relationship for so long with somebody, it can make it dull and it can make it more predictable. So when human beings get used to things, they get like over it. They don't want to deal with it no more. So that could be a con in a relationship. That's one of the importance of having core leisure time with your partner, is that those predictabilities is not as bad but it's expected to happen. So that's why we have little things that's going to be like a buffer to it. It doesn't change anything, but it's a buffer. So obviously it's going to be an initial passion, the cupcake phase, and it may die down a little bit, but there's things that we can do. But that is a con in marriage, especially if the partners are no longer curious about each other or maintaining the relationship. Having disagreements. So you get into a relationship. A con is you are going to disagree. I mean, the way that you disagree with your partner is going to differ based on different people, but disagreeing is inevitable. That's why coping mechanisms are important to be learned. Another con is the opportunity cost. You get married today, you don't know where you'll be 5 to 10 years from now. So there is a trade-off to getting married to one specific person compared to if you waited a couple of more years and you being with another person. Time and energy invested in marriage are not time. I mean, it's time that could be invested somewhere else in your life. That could be whether you are advancing in your career, you're traveling, you are investing that time into your friendships, or even into your personal desires and leisure and pursuits. So there is a trade-off when you get married sometimes where you have to choose we instead of me. So there are so many things that are pros and cons to marriage. It really just depends on who you are at a certain moment, who you're with, and is it worth it? Because even another thing is growing. One partner may be growing extremely in one area versus another partner who's not growing in that area. Now there's a disconnection. And another con is sex. You know, you never know how a partner is dealing with sex. Maybe somebody who may be more desiring to explore in a different way versus someone who does not have that desire, right? So now one person may feel neglected or abandoned. So it's a lot of things that can occur within a marriage. Pros and cons that can occur, but it's up to an individual to decide what is worth the risk. Because with all things come a risk, and it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what you do because you're going to do what's best for you regardless. Exactly, John. You're going to do what's best for you regardless. Just know that at the end of the day, there are pros to you going to go find a good woman, and there are cons. It's up to you. You get the feeling that sometimes you are damned if you do it and damned if you don't when it comes to marriage. Exactly, GR. I mean, that's what I could only guess. It's going to be the same way as if you're single. You're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't. There's going to be pros and cons with everything that you choose in this life. So it's up to you to decide what's worth it. Is me being with this individual worth all of the cons that may come with marriage? It's up to you as an individual to decide that. So that is a conversation that I have for today. Did y'all want to say anything on that topic? If it ain't one thing, it's another. Man, I feel like I say that every week. One last thing. I talked earlier about a poor marriage, an unhealthy marriage. I want to talk about a healthy marriage real quick. A healthy marriage is one that is a committed partnership, long-term partnership that is based on mutual respect, trust, empathy, and cooperative problem solving. So that means that when there's an issue, you guys are not attacking each other. You guys are attacking the issue at hand. You guys are in the mindset of there's a problem. How are we going to get over this instead of pointing fingers? You did this. You did this. No, here's the problem. We are partners. How are we going to get over this? Both partners in this relationship feel safe. They are able to grow personally. And they enjoy having shared meaning in their relationship. So it does not mean that there's no disagreements. It does not mean that they have bad days. It just means that when they get together, they can work together to overcome. That's interesting, GR. That's interesting. Lasting. So these relationships often have secure attachments, open communication, mutual responsibilities. They're adaptable, and they feel positive about the relationships altogether. And they both share the purpose. They acknowledge that there's a purpose with them being together, and they share values. So that is a healthy marriage. So, but should marriage licenses expire and need to be renewed if you want? No, just get a divorce. That's what divorce is for. Well, thank you, Alex. Thank you very much. That is what divorce is for. It's for the marriage license to expire and no longer be renewed. It's one of those things where it renews every year until you tell it to stop. Hold up. No longer bring this into my life. That's how it works. Because at that point, GR, do you know how much work that would be to get it renewed every year? Personal attacks are counterproductive. Exactly. Very much counterproductive. Very much. So yeah, y'all. That was all the information that I have for y'all today. I think next time we're going to talk about building a healthy foundation for marriage. I've been really trying to understand who's coming on my live because I do want to be of support. I really do. I feel like a lot of men who come on here obviously want to attract beautiful women and maintain healthy relationships. And I mean, I don't mind being of support to do that. So I really want to help whoever wants to do that in their lives. You know, I want to help men become more confident. I want to help men get what they want out of life. I don't mind it. Every 5 or 10 years renewal. I don't mind, y'all. So, y'all want to talk about anything else before we get off of here? Keep doing okay, Rika. I appreciate you. I really do. I'm gonna have to start posting more shorts because obviously that's the way people know about the lives. People don't know about the lives if I don't post shorts consistently. So I have to get better at it. At being consistent. That's what I gotta be better at, being consistent with the shorts. Oh, thank you, GR. Was there anything that y'all didn't expect in the conversation that made y'all a little surprised? I think my biggest thing that I was most surprised about is, oh, you know what I didn't tell you guys? The one thing I think I forgot to say is that, well, I did say this, married people on average live longer lives, but single man who's never been married, often their lifespan is like 5 to 10 years that's taken off compared to a married man. So a married man who's in a healthy relationship lives about 5 to 10 years longer. A married woman who's in a healthy relationship, she lives about 2 to 3 years longer. But if a woman is able to maintain a good social network, she lives just as long as a married woman would. Obviously, people who have unhealthy, poor lifestyle, they die quicker. So, live a better life. Live longer. So, very interesting, right? Very interesting. So, if y'all want to live longer lives, go get you a good wife and work on a relationship. Because at the end of the day, you're going to have to work on something. You're going to have to work on yourself. You're going to have to work on something. So why not it be something that you invest in consistently that brings you back dividends on end? Now, basically get married, exactly, to a good woman. Don't just get married to a good woman. Be a good man to your good woman. So 67% said yes, 8% said no, and 25% said I don't know. So do you attract beautiful women? Interesting. I would say yes. I attract beautiful women because I'm a beautiful woman. It's inevitable. So I love it, being a beautiful woman. I can go out and I'll see a beautiful woman and she'll be like, "You're so beautiful." And I say, "You're so beautiful. Hey, how's life being beautiful, beautiful girl?" That's, that's how it works. So without you ever being married. GR, I tell y'all the information on the internet. It's there. It's there, GR. Thank you. But also, I can't get personal accounts, so that's why I'm giving y'all a lot of I seen this, because I seen it, and these are the type of things that make people afraid of marriage. But it's like, why be afraid of one thing when what's the difference? You gonna have to dealing with this individual for the rest of your life, or you're gonna deal with multiple individuals? Because at the end of the day, regardless, people are more often relationship oriented. People are going to want to be in some form of relationship with somebody. Why not be consistent with one person? Once you get to a stable point in your own person, like when you know who you are, you know what you want for yourself, when you're stable in your own life and who you are in your direction, why not go and bond with someone else who's on the same path as you? That's what I think about it. So yeah, I'm gonna go drink me some Alka-Seltzer and some Theraflu to get my throat, less scratchy. I really pushed through with this conversation today, y'all. But pray for me. It's personalized. Okay, GR said living the marriage reality is personalized. All the dads you meet at school, you still on the market. First of all, I don't meet nobody's dad at school. I meet the teachers. That's all I see. And the type of job I do, welcome to the community. The type of job I do, I'm not at the same place every day. People don't see me every day. So I'm in and out. I'm on my business. I'm in my own world. And I get enough attention. When I'm in their world, I like to walk away and stay away as much as possible. Seriously. I just want to do my job. That's all. That's all I think about. So y'all make sure, if y'all are ready, if you are in the mindset of a man who's ready to level up, get a beautiful woman, keep a beautiful woman, and be happy and live longer, book a free 15-minute consultation below. Book a free 15-minute consultation below, and we'll have a conversation. I promise you, within 15 minutes, I can identify at least one limiting belief that you have about yourself, and I can give you support, and you will see a shift within 15 minutes. I promise you. Extra hand washing might help at work. I want my son to know when he grows up that it's okay to be with a woman that makes him happy and get married to her. Exactly. Vice versa for women. All the women out there watching. Get you a good man. They out there. They're out there. So, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and go. I hope you guys enjoy your Friday evening. And I hope you guys prosper. Good night. Good night, y'all. Enjoy y'all's Friday evening.